Hey Facebook peeps. Okay, so it's been a couple of weeks since I've read my blogs, so I'm going to read the one that I just did yesterday, May, I think, 26th. Hey, Memorial Day weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everyone. So this one's titled, kind of fun, Let's Talk About Sex, Baby. It makes me think of that Michael. What was his name? Anyways, that guy's Faith. The CD. Anyways, here we go. I often get sidetracked by the threads in the various Facebook groups I belong to. Yeah, I know, big surprise to no one. I peruse the sites usually after reaching my daily writing goal. Okay, maybe sometimes I sneak on Facebook in the middle of writing. This past week, I came upon a thread that was particularly interesting to me, and my normally curious nature was definitely piqued. The thread was about lesfic sex scenes. Yeah, love them. Now, who wouldn't want to read about that? An observation was made about the increasing number of lesfic sex scenes that have heterosexual overtones. A few of the examples really jumped out at me, like female ejaculation, referring to lady bits as I can't really even say this, so I put a bunch of symbols, but I think you'll get the gist of it, D-I-C-K-S, or other such male member names, and one that prompted an immediate response from me, asking to be, F-U-C-K-E-D, harder from behind with fingers, noting that it would likely cause bruising. So I ask questions because I like learning about lesbian sex. I mean, who doesn't? I wanted to know how fingers could cause bruising. I mean, fingers, really? Bruising? I revealed my vanilla tendencies by stating I, too, had a hard time understanding the appeal of giving a rubber dildo a blowjob. The female ejaculation part caused me to jump on my computer. I vaguely remembered reading about female ejaculation. However, the final example of spreading a seed or something such like that, I stayed clear of that whole topic. See, I couldn't resist doing my own little bit of research because lesbian sex is my favorite thing to Google. I just had to provide more information on female ejaculation because I was convinced it was a real thing, even though I'm not really sure it's ever happened to me. Drum roll, here's what I learned. 1 in 3 women report it happening to them at least once in their life. Yay, France! Scientists there did a study. I can't believe they did the study, and how they did it, I'm not really sure. These are all side things. And they found that 7 women, the 7 women that they did the study on, who insisted that they had ejaculated, fluid from 5 of them was mostly urine with a marginal amount of prostatic secretions. But the other 2 produced a fluid which contained a natural chemical called prostate-specific antigen, PSA for short. Other research studies also found PSA in females who believed they had ejaculated. This was the most interesting thing I found. Female ejaculation has been banned in UK porn. Ejaculation envy, you think? Now, this sent me on a completely different tangent on what constitutes well-written lesbian sex scenes. There was a comment that a lot of lesbian sex scenes are on the decidedly vanilla side of the equation, which prompted a new question. Where does vanilla end and heterosexual overtones begin? It kind of sounded like the less vanilla, the more it moved to the hetero spectrum, at least in this thread that I was reading. Personally, there aren't too many lesbian sex scenes that take me out of the story because I'm an academic researcher when I read something new. I love to learn new stuff, and if it sounds a little off or I've never heard of it, I do some research. Although I have very eclectic taste in what I read in lesfic, I can't claim to carry that into my field research. There are just some things that don't appeal to me, but that doesn't mean I'm not curious about them. There are probably just as many different opinions about what makes an appealing sex scene in lesfic as I imagine there are ways of pleasuring your lesbian partner. That's what makes it so fun to read and learn from. One conclusion I've come to is that from what I've read, I don't really believe that the majority of lesbian fiction is vanilla. I think I'm qualified to make that bold statement because I'm somebody who falls squarely in the vanilla category, and I read a lot of lesfic. I gotta say, I'm not even sure my old body would be able to get into some of those positions described in some of the sex scenes, much less enjoy half of the stuff. Now, of course, I've never had a midlife crisis yet. Perhaps I'll play that out by trying a few new things I've learned from the variety of sex scenes I've read. I do hope the writers will continue to be inventive and provide further education. I'm still an eager student. I've been told that I can't claim to write mostly vanilla sex scenes anymore, but who knows if that is accurate, since everyone seems to have a different perspective about sex and lesfic and what constitutes vanilla. If you want to check it out for yourself and let me know your opinion about my books, you know the drill. Click the links below. Of course, you can't click the links in this video blog, but you can certainly go to the written blog. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, everybody.